Hello everyone, welcome back to Bits&Bobs Divination. My name is Caitlin and today we are going to be really diving in to 6 months from now to see where you are, what your relationships are like, what your career is like, what energy you're really stepping into, and what you can really work on within these next few months to get there. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so welcome back everybody and all my beautiful kindred spirits back to the channel. Today on this Monday reading, we are going to be diving into 6 months from now, where you're going to be at, what changes you can start making, how you can start stepping into your power. There's so many different messages that are coming in, but I'm going to be honest that I really loved how these readings went. I really enjoyed them and I hope you enjoy them here with me too. If you're interested in the other types of readings that I do and this is maybe one of your very first readings here with me, then feel free to check out the other readings that I do, as I do some snail mail readings that some of you might be interested in. I've been really branching out into the types of readings that I do. I used to do a lot of digital readings where I would send you videos, or I would send you private videos or private readings through email or DMs, but I've been really stepping into my own authentic self and how I like to do my readings with snail mail, something you can physically open, something you can keep forever, come back to time and time again, that's typed on a vintage typewriter. It's sent to you personally so you can really hold it and feel the energy of the reading, and I think it's just such a really special way to read for you guys, and it's not only special for me, but it's very special for you. So if that's something that you're interested in, then feel free to contact me by Instagram DM or by my email. All of this stuff will be down below. And also feel free to subscribe if you are new as well for these Monday readings that I put out that are either monthly, timeless, or 2-week readings. So before I waffle on anymore, let's go ahead and start looking at the piles. So let's go ahead and start here with pile number 1, where we have this 6-sided cube, and it is of obsidian, but it's very smoothed down, has these little beveled edges, some little cracks are in it as well, and these little cute defined points. So that is pile number 1. For pile number 2 here, we have more obsidian, but this one is much smoother. It feels a lot more smooth and rounded out. It is a palm stone, and it also has these little, hopefully you guys can see them, these like geometric patterns here inside it, like a little geometric grid. I think it's the seed of life, but there you are. For pile number 3, we have black tourmaline. It's much more gritty, but it is a very empowering stone. It's also very cleansing, and it has a different crystalline structure. So that is pile number 3. So feel free to settle yourself, grab some water, grab some tea, and then we're going to go ahead and take a deep breath together here right now so that you can really figure out which pile is calling out to you most, or even more than one pile if that resonates for you. So let's go ahead and take that deep breath together here now. So as always, there's no right or wrong way to choose your piles. You can choose 1 pile, 2 piles, all 3 piles, choose a pile, flip-flop, change your mind as you feel resonates for you. The timestamps will be down in the description as well as within the chapter marks for your convenience. And if you're interested in those snail mail readings, then feel free to check all of that out down below as well as within my Instagram. You can also join my Instagram community if that's something that you're interested in as well, because I'm on there every single day and I love to connect with you guys. I've created lots of wonderful friendships, and yeah, with all of that said, let's go ahead and get started with pile number 1. Hello group 1, if you've decided to choose this cube piece of obsidian, then this is the pile for you. I'm going to go ahead and set that down right here for you so you can see it during your reading today, as we are going to be using the charms, the watercolor affirmations. We're also going to be using several different oracle decks, which I'll have listed in the description, and then we're also going to be using the Cosmic Slumber Tarot and the letter tiles today. So there is a lot to dive into, especially since we're going into such a large amount of time to be really diving into for you guys today. So I hope you guys are ready. Grab yourself, a comfy little spot to sit, some nice tea, some water, a comfy little blanket or something, and we'll go ahead and start diving into the next 6 months for you, and mostly where you're at, like the biggest themes for you 6 months from now, to see what's coming in. And I always want to stress, the farther we get out in time, the more time you have to make decisions that can change this outcome or that can lead to this outcome. So definitely keep that in mind as we go through this. But here we go, group one. Let's see what's coming in for the next 6 months for you. Okay, so first off, you have here the Wheel of Fortune. So this is already a really lucky card. It's a card about things moving and progressing forward. So there's definitely something to note about progress, something to note about just in general time moving. Possibly time moving quicker than you expected or slower than you expected too. So we'll see what timing element that is with the next few cards here. But feel free to send your energy in on through time and space to this reading here today. Alright, so we also have here the Princess of Pentacles, I love this card. It's so lush and beautiful. So that's also a really wonderful card to get. The Princess of Pentacles, she's very resourceful, very much has her stuff put together. She's kind of like the student in my mind, but like the student of experiential learning versus textbook learning. Oh, and then you also have the Fool. Wow. Lots of potential for new beginnings. A lot of bravery I'm seeing here too. Wow, you guys, I'm so excited about this. So we have the Fool, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Princess of Pentacles. And we're going to go ahead and start looking into some more here to get some more context on these next 6 months and where you're at 6 months from now. So group one, where are you at 6 months from now? What energy is coming in? So we have a bit of uncertainty coming in here with the clouds, but this can also be kind of another Wheel of Fortune message of something kind of withering away. You're putting in something new, a renewal and a refresh at the same time there. But with this card, it also has numbers that associate to it. So we have the number 6, so that may resonate for some of you. It also can represent harmony. And then the King of Wands here, or the King of Clubs. So that is your Lenormand message. Let's get some more information. So we're going to go in with this one. Group one here. Group one. What do you have coming in within the next 6 months? Especially with these new beginnings. Yeah, because that Princess of Pentacles, she's even showcasing pregnancy, which doesn't necessarily mean pregnancy literally, but it can represent, nurturing something to grow. So let's see what you're growing. What are you growing in the next 6 months? That was the question they were waiting for. There we go. So we have present. Okay. Journey into the garden to escape 2 eternities, the past and the future. Ooh, that's a good one. So mindfulness, feeling very present. It also this is giving me almost an advice kind of feeling to it, you're almost getting advice from guides at this time, because with the Wheel of Fortune, it can talk about feeling stuck or feeling you're, like I said, either things are going too fast or they're progressing too slow, and this is about just being in the present moment. So we'll talk more on that one in a moment, but we're going to go ahead and use the Language of Flowers deck, and I want to use this one with the intention of looking into more of your relationships and love at this time. So if you're looking for love messages within the next 6 months, definitely pay attention to this card and bring in that intention with your energy here. So group one, love messages for the next 6 months. And then in general too, if anyone's looking into platonic messages too, with friendships and other relationships. So group one. Ooh, renewal. I even said that earlier. I mean, I butchered saying it, but here we are with renewal. Time to begin again, stronger and better. That's so beautiful. You have that happening in multiple facets of your life and forms of your life. 6 months from now. So to have that Fool energy and renewal, and then that can just mean, refreshing and creating a new safe space within a relationship. It doesn't mean that you have to necessarily end a relationship to have a renewal, but it can mean that you are refreshing a relationship at this time. Maybe even meeting back up with them. But we are going to go ahead and get your last message here with the cards, but do stay tuned later for the letter tiles, which we're going to look into names, dates, places, initials, and other oracle messages. And then we're also going to do the charms to see some more direct messages there. So group 1 here, group 1. The next 6 months. I also just noticed you had the 6 as well, right? So that also can indicate more of that 6-month energy. Maybe exactly where you are 6 months from now. Ooh, I'll give you guys a lot of them. Let's see here. All right, so you have here, listen before you act. Then you also have, let's try again. So again, more renewal energy. And then you also have look for the signs. And I felt like someone is looking out for you at this time with that present moment, being present, looking for those signs, being in that moment to actually receive these messages as well, having to do with them. So really interesting that you got both of those two. Listen before you act is kind of more of a new message that we were getting here. So we'll look into that as well. But let's go ahead and start diving into these cards. So as I mentioned, I feel like the really big themes that you have coming in here, group 1, is renewal, and also like trying again, getting back up, getting back into something, and that something is really progressing, that you're trying to really nurture something to grow. Maybe something that you're starting now, but by the time 6 months comes around, right, because we have the Fool, so right now this is that Fool energy, that 100-day project energy, that let's just start and go and try something energy. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune, which talks about, time turning with this 6 here, even the way it's all lined up, which is why I don't really want to show you guys the cards, like picking them up, because I almost feel like they are working together in this layout. But like I was saying, like wheels are turning, things are shifting, things are progressing, and uplifting. And then you have the Princess of Pentacles here, which is where I really feel like this is you. Within these next 6 months. So 6 months from now, you really have something you are growing. It is something you've started more recently, or you will be starting within the next 6 months. You're very eager and excited about something that that's on your horizon. Maybe it's been on your horizon for a while. Maybe you didn't feel like you had the resources or the support, but you definitely do. As you can see, there's all these beautiful creatures and animals, definitely giving me like that Disney princess Cinderella vibe with like the mice helping to make things work. So definitely spirit guides and others trying to help you at this time. So look for their messages, look for their signs. They're definitely maybe even hidden in the clouds or hidden in other ways, like in nature. Definitely look for those kinds of signs that are coming in, because I really do think they are helpers in making this grow. I don't know exactly what this is. This could be a relationship, seeing as we do have that renewal here, but it also can be just in general something that like a 100-day project is what I was thinking, right? Or something in your career, or something that you're wanting to physically bring into the world. Take it from your mind and put it onto paper, right? So that's really where I feel you are with this Princess of Pentacles, which is so wonderful. Also with the Wheel of Fortune doesn't just talk about just time and passages of time, but it also talks about things shifting. So if you feel like things right now are maybe not doing as well, maybe your mindset isn't really there yet for this to even start to grow, which is why it's going to take time. It does talk about things turning back in your favor. It is a very lucky card, like I was mentioning, so that's really wonderful to see as well. But with the time that it takes, right, we do have here, listen before you act. So definitely take time to listen to those messages that are coming in, on what you're wanting to progress on, what you're wanting to renew, what you've possibly, maybe this is a project you've even started before and you're ready to renew it, to let it grow, to actually see if it grows this time. So definitely see what those signs are. But with the listen before you act, that's also about not trying to rush into it either, because things that need to grow, like especially I feel like the pregnancy thing keeps popping up, but not necessarily pregnancy, but just in general, the oracle message of pregnancy in a way is, it takes 9 months for that to happen. So in this case, yours would be 6 months, or maybe you've currently already started that journey. But that it's really important that you listen to those that are helping you in the waking life as well as within the ethereal realm. Because if you act too quickly, I think that things are just not going to go in the way that you were expecting or that you were wanting. So take things slower, take the slower path with this. Don't try to rush anything. I really don't think it's going to benefit you within these next 6 months. And that's like the biggest advice you have right here, right? So be in the present with those to-do lists, the things that you're trying to manifest forward, be present in them. Don't think, okay, well, if I get this done today, then, 6 months from now I'm going to be here, and then 9 months later I'll be here, and, then I'll have the best job in the world. And if you get too in your head, if you get too far forward, you're going to miss out on the excitement of the experience, the excitement of the journey. And I think that's what you're really being urged to remember at this time. The other thing too we have here is the clouds, and the clouds do talk about uplifting yourself, feeling higher, feeling freer, feeling less weighed down. So if there's things that are weighing you down right now, especially since you have that let's try again, you even have, right, the Fool, where they're only holding this little sack of things. You're also being kind of told to, at this time, let go of some of that, because that abundance is going to come in later on. So you don't have to hold on to everything and hold your feelings in, or hold all of this stuff, or even in the physical realm, if you just need to free your space, clean your space, purge some items, donate to Goodwill or something, or some other sort of a secondhand shop or something, then definitely do that. You're being urged that as well at this time. Romantically, like I said, as the last thing here before we move on, definitely some renewal. So if you're looking for relationship messages, if you're looking to hang out with someone you haven't seen in a long while, this is definitely urging you to reach back out, try again. If you're currently in a relationship where you feel like things are kind of, fading, or they're not doing as well, or you just feel like there's not as much of that connection, this is also urging you to find things to renew your relationship, to bring it back to full strength again, to sort of create a clean slate so that you can uplift each other. So with all of that said, let's go ahead and move on to your letter tile. So this is going to give us some more details on where you are, if you're looking for certain specific details like that with letters, different people, different places. We're going to kind of see more of that. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on these ones today, because I really do want to get to your guys' charms, but let's see what comes in. So group 1. Okay, so we have hi. I almost saw hiya. So I do think someone's trying to reach out. Maybe that's where that renewal is coming in as well, is maybe less of you reaching out. Maybe someone's trying to reach out to you within the next 6 months. We have almost game showing up as well. We do have X, so that may be something about the renewal as well, so keep that in mind. But we have H-I, also M, so we have him, so that is one pronoun that's shown up here. But we have H-I-X-M-G-A-N-S. And then we also have man here. So there's definitely a more masculine figure coming in here that's possibly reaching back out. Like I said, it could be an ex-friend, someone you haven't seen in a while. It could be an actual ex, maybe looking for closure. These are things that may be coming in. They maybe don't want to play any more games. We also have here his as well, right? So we have him, man, and his. So there's a lot about something about even more of I'm almost getting a possessive feeling from it. So we'll definitely see how that resonates with the other things that you have going on here. But I'm going to go ahead and leave you with that. I'm not seeing a lot of other ones. I did kind of see grand showing up here, maybe a grandma, and that maybe resonates more with the spirit guide messages. But I'm going to go ahead and put these up here. Feel free to let me know, as always, in the comments down below what shows up for you. If you have specific letters or things that show up more deeply for you, I'm always curious. So let's go ahead and start looking into your charms. Group 1. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom you in, and we'll start kind of working through some of these messages here. So, okay, we definitely have more spirit guide messages. There is an interesting message there. Ooh, okay, so let's see. So the first things that I'm seeing here in the very central ring, which is really where I feel like this is stuff that's happening on its way, and then this is stuff that's happening within the next 6 months. So the focus of the next 6 months, where you are exactly 6 months from today, we have the jumping or the leaping rather, or flying reindeer. So this is about one, believing in yourself. It definitely gives me more of that fool energy, right? Of just leaping into the beyond, into the unknown, seeing what is possible, and then believing in things that maybe you can't always see, things that aren't always so tangible. Sometimes we have people in our lives that they have to see the progress to know that it's valuable. But sometimes an idea is super valuable to us. Sometimes it is really important to our soul on a soul level that we truly believe in it. And maybe people aren't going to really know what that is, or they think maybe it's a fantasy, but just keep pushing on, because I really do think that it is growing. It's being very much nurtured at this time, and you have so much good luck on your favor. So if you have people in your life who are telling you this within the next 6 months, or on your way to these next 6 months, definitely don't listen to them. They can be such party poopers of dreams and ideas, and sometimes, like I said, it isn't about where you're going to be specifically, even 6 months after this next 6 months, and where you're going to be and where you're going to be in the progress and all that kind of stuff until the end, right? This is about enjoying the process as well, because we do have the fantasy, like, little carriage of the pumpkin, right? So this is taking something that is completely ridiculous. Maybe it's a very ridiculous idea, but making something so light of it, making something so wonderful out of it. Because we listen to fairy tales for a reason, right? They aren't always fairy tales. Sometimes they are beautiful tales that seem impossible, but they defy gravity. Some of the other messages we have coming up here, like I said, definitely some spirit guide messages, because we do have this message, which I always think these look like little multiverses or universes, but I also see them as like steps from like a cosmic level, or your cosmic team, your spiritual team, gods, goddesses, that kind of stuff, spirit guides, leading towards your ultimate goal, right? So they're helping you along a path, right? They're creating a chain of events to get you where you need to go. So if you guys have ever seen like those scenes of like a chain of events that all of a sudden this person's super lucky and they don't get hit by the truck and they get across the road and every green light works for them. This is like that's what this is, right? They're really working in your favor at this time, and they're very loyal to you as well, because we do have the loyalty charm here, and they're opening these doors. They're literally giving you the key. So seriously, group 1, there's so much potential. Some of the other things that you have showing up here is the sacral chakra, or this is also, depending on how you guys see it, basically a creative center, a center for change, for creativity, but also for sensuality to come in with that renewal on a romantic sense. We also have the washer charm, so again, renewal, washing, cleaning up, flipping a coin kind of energy. And then lastly here we have change up your style and turn a new leaf. So again, a lot of energy of turning a new leaf, starting over, rewriting your story, because I feel like whatever it was before was too mundane for you, or it wasn't what you wanted, and you're flipping the script, right? So there's so much energy of that, flipping the script, because we do also have change your style. So this can talk about needing to also literally make a physical appearance change, so that you can feel better in your skin, feel more confident in what you're doing. This also can talk about confidence too. So there's so much here about just change, renewal, flipping the script, seeing what new can come in, and I'm just so here for it, group 1. I hope you guys are too. I'm super excited for you guys within these next 6 months, and I hope you are too. Let me know in the comments down below what this big project is, and if you even know, maybe it's just going to start coming in here together soon, because we do have that uncertainty. So definitely let me know how this resonates. I'd love to know in the comments down below. Also, please be sure to give this video a like if you really did like this reading. I really truly do appreciate it. It helps this channel to grow so much and this community to flourish. Also, if you've made it all the way to the end, I do want to ask you guys to just send your favorite emoji and why, like in the comments or something. I'm always curious to hear more from you guys, and it lets me know that you guys actually do watch all the way to the end. I really do appreciate those who do. It helps this channel, again, it helps it to grow and flourish and stay alive here on YouTube. And also just because it's nice to see that you guys really took all of these messages to heart. So please let me know your favorite emoji down in the comments and why. And yeah, with all of that said, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you are interested in a private reading with me beyond these 6 months, if you want to look even deeper into this, into spirituality, into career, into love, or anything else under the sun, feel free to contact me through Instagram or on DM for my snail mail readings. And also, if you're new, feel free to subscribe to see more of these wonderful readings and to be a part of this wonderful community too of kindred spirits. But with all of that said, I really truly hope you guys enjoyed this and that you're enjoying your next 6 months, because it looks like it's going to be great. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hello group 2, if you've decided to choose this palm stone of obsidian, then this is the pile for you here today, as we are going to be using the charms, the watercolor affirmations. We're also going to be using the Cosmic Slumber Tarot and a variety of different Oracle and Lenormand cards, so you can check out what all of those are down in the description. And then we're also going to be using these letter tiles to look into different names and places and all that good jazz. So with all of that said, let's go ahead and start diving in. Group 2, we are going to be looking into the next 6 months for you to see what's coming in love, career, just in general where you're at. But I do think it's always important to stress in these types of readings, the farther we get out into time, there is more availability for change to happen, more things that you can shift. So this is your energy right now, where you would be if you didn't make any changes. So you have full full transparency. You have so much change that you can still make to these cards and to these situations within the next 6 months. And this is just giving you a snapshot, one viewpoint of what the next 6 months may be and what you look like 6 months from now. So you can change it, you can rewrite this story, or keep developing it to get to these cards if that's something you are after. So with that said, let's see what's coming in for you. Feel free to send your intentions, your energy, your space into this reading, and we'll see what comes in here for you. Group 2. So first off, we have the 10 of Cups, so that's already really wonderful to have coming in. What a wonderful, lucky, lovely card. Oh, I love this 10 of Cups. Like, can we just take a second? It's so beautiful. It's so serene. That's like the word I always see with that one. Such serenity. Let's see. So we also have the 8 of Torches. So this is about things happening faster than you were expecting, with a lot of power and grace behind it. So let's see what else. Group 2 here. Ooh, that one just flew right out. And then we also have here the 4 of Pentacles. So things are happening faster, but I almost feel like you're trying to hold on to something as well. Like you're almost like holding back a little bit. There's like hesitancy, a little bit of shyness, maybe just waiting things out as well. But there is that energy. So let's see what else there is coming in here. Group 2. What do you have coming in? What do you look like 6 months from now? What's your energy like? Where are you at in life? 6 months from now, Group 2. Okay, so you also have more luck coming in here with the clover and the coin. This also talks about like serendipitous moments, a lucky coin falling next to a lucky clover. Like how crazy is that, right? So this can talk about crazy circumstances or really lucky situations that you weren't expecting. We have the number 2 showing up here, as well as the 6 of Pentacles or the 6 of diamonds, depending on how you read that. So that may resonate for some of you in different ways. But we're also going to look into another oracle message here. So this one, that one just like called out immediately. So we have beginnings. Don't be afraid to start small. That's really nice, right? We talk about beginnings, but sometimes we have to take smaller steps. Sometimes we have to take things a little bit slower, which is what I was thinking here, right? With that 8 of Torches and the 4 of Pentacles, which we'll talk more on here in a moment. But our next oracle message here, I have the intention for these specific cards of the language of flowers to look into your relationship. So that can be more platonic, that can be within friend groups or with your family, but mostly into romantic relationships, depending on how that resonates for you. So take it or leave it. But we're going to be looking in 6 months from now for romantic or platonic relationships and where they're at for you. Group 2. Okay, so you also have cactus flower here. Hold on, you can do this, and endurance. So like I said, there is that holding on energy with that 4 of Pentacles. So we'll read more into this in a moment, but it also can talk about it in like a romantic sense, that things are progressing, that things are not moving too fast, and then also that there's something to hold on to, right? Like there's value in your relationships this time. So we're going to go ahead and look into the final message here with these watercolor affirmations. If you guys are curious how to make some of these yourself with some art magic, feel free to check that video out somewhere here on the screen. But I do want to say with these that this will be the last message that we get until we go later and deeper in with the charms, and then we're also going to look into those letter tiles. So let's go ahead and dive right on in. Group 2. Okay, so you have trust your inner sun, trust yourself, trust that gut feeling. So sometimes we get that like third eye gut feeling, but this is about trusting like your initial gut feeling, like where you literally can feel your gut like wrench or like clench at something, or you get butterflies at something. This is like those really physical responses to your intuition, and to trust those. And I think that you're growing a lot of trust in that intuition as well. So, okay, I'm feeling really excited about your guys' pile, but there is more depth to it than this 10 of Cups. So let's start diving in. So like I said, let's start with those romantic messages. So we had that endurance. So this is, like I said, something that is really progressing through time, that it's not something that is something that has a lot of value to you, that you feel like it's something to cling on to, something to hold on to, something worthy of your time, worthy of your love, worthy of a commitment, and also something that's going to, endure, that's going to. You may have rough patches, right? We have rougher times. This even can showcase more of that like winter landscape, right? Of rest and waiting things out. So this can also talk about just taking things slower, not trying to rush anything. But that's what I'm getting mostly from the romantic or platonic relationship side. We do have new beginnings, so that's really exciting. New beginnings starting, maybe you're starting a new business, starting a new adventure, starting something really small. A small business obviously could be something, but beyond business, I think I just have that going on here with that 4 of Pentacles. This can also be starting a new relationship and then it having grown and endured from there within these next 6 months. But also I just think you're going to have some really lucky beginnings. Like, I feel like you guys don't know what this beginning is, honestly. Maybe some of you do, and that may resonate, but I really think the majority of you don't know what this beginning is. Like, it hasn't happened yet. It hasn't come in yet. And with the 8 of Torches, it does talk about a lot of creative energy, a lot of not endurance, I keep wanting to say endurance now, but a lot of energy behind it. There's a lot of like inspiration behind what you're doing and just flowing with it, right? Letting the wind carry you. And sometimes that can be really fast and intense, like a roller coaster. And sometimes it's more like how they're floating down. But I do think a new beginning is coming in, and one that you weren't expecting, but it does seem like it's going to be a really like fun ride, because you do have this 10 of Cups, which is all about fulfillment, a family, of feeling completely and utterly at ease with your life, feeling that serenity, that pure joy and love and care and support. So you definitely have supportive people around you. You're creating a community and a place where you can feel so at whole with yourself and with other people. And it's, like I said, something to really hold on to. It's something very special. It's something very lucky. It's very fun, serendipitous. But these new beginnings that are coming in are definitely one of a kind, because they are serendipitous. They aren't going to just come in and you're not going to like try to manifest them forward. This is purely like luck of the draw that you get this new beginning to come in. Maybe that's a new beginning with someone, especially since you have these wonderful relationships and such like pure energy of like really feeling connected to someone. But I'm also thinking just in general with that 8 of Torches that it's just going to happen really quickly. It's going to be like, it's just snap. I can't snap. I'm one of those weird people who can't snap. But it's like, a snap of the fingers. That's how quick it's going to happen. And you're just not going to be expecting it, but it definitely flow through it. Allow yourself, if it resonates with you, to flow through it and just trust the experience, because a lot of fulfillment's going to come from it and a lot of beautiful relationships are going to come from it. Some of the other messages that we do get with the 4 of Pentacles, though, is within the next 6 months, you may be kind of hoarding things, holding on to a little bit too much. So take time to clean the house, to renew your space, to just mentally clear some of that energy out. But mostly on a physical level, just like if you've got boxes sitting in the corner, clean them up. If you've got dishes that need done, clean them up, It's going to make you feel so much more fulfilled. It's going to kind of like in your energetic field, like gunk some of that out that's been kind of holding this beginning back and making it harder for it to flow with, like, for you to go with the flow. So definitely take that in and use that energy of, instead of holding on so deeply, and instead allow those leaves to fall, allow a new beginning to come in. Because we always talk about new beginnings in the spring with all the little buddings of the trees, but a lot of the beginning starts before anyone sees it. And so this is your time to seize that time to kind of go within, clean some of that out energetically and also in your physical space, so that you can feel more fulfilled and more ready for this new beginning that's coming in. And I want to tell you guys more about this new beginning, so we're definitely going to dive into these charms and everything and see if we can get some more information, because right now we're not really getting a lot. Like, this can talk about a new relationship, but it's usually something that's much more long-term, much more committed. So if you're looking for a commitment or a committed relationship at this time, definitely something that's possible. But also just in general, we do have, holding on to a job that you don't need anymore, holding on to old energy that you don't need anymore, that's kind of blocking this. So there is something about needing to block out some old energy to bring in this new. But we're going to go ahead and move on, because I am very curious for your guys' pile to see what this new beginning is. Because like I said, it's just going to be very spontaneous, very unexpected, and kind of maybe even take your breath away. So let's see what you have here with the letter tiles, group 2. We have like sewer. So like I said, there's like some gunky energy, sewery energy. Like, it's just kind of, I just feel like there's like gunk hanging around in your space. Maybe it's coming from other people, but that is showing up here. We have like sir. So the pile number 1 had a lot of energy that had to do with the pronouns of like him and his and all that kind of stuff. So there is more of a masculine energy with sir. We have SIREWAF and S. So these may be resonating with you for different reasons. If you have like specific initials, and feel free to take these and scramble them outside of this, like put them in your phone, scramble them around, see what comes up for you. We also have we, so again, multiple people that are involved in different situations that are going on in your life, having to do with this new beginning. So it may be a more collaborative project. We also have here, so this could be something about, lowering the amount of things that you have, making it fewer or less. We almost have it saying first here as well, but it doesn't fully say it. So again, that new beginning, that first start, that first step is still a blur. I feel like they're almost playing with us, right? They don't want us to know. We're getting kind of teased with it because I don't think you should know all the way yet. We also have so it could be a more creative project. We also have as and other letters. I'm also seeing like RWS for maybe even getting more intuitive with the tarot. But these are the things that I'm seeing. Oh, we also have fire. That's interesting. So maybe something having to do with, if you guys use magic a lot, something to do with fire, or that 8 of torches, right? Something that happens very quick, very fast. The fire element is about things that happen very quickly, very fast. That flame, it ignites very quickly. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and set these around the board here, and we're going to go ahead and start looking into your charms and see what comes in there. But yeah, you definitely have a lot of energy that they're almost like teasing you with it. So let me know what you see in these letters down in the comments. We're going to go ahead and move on to the charms. Okay, so we got another letter here of J showing up. We have a couple of things that fell upside down, so I'm going to pick those up first. Ooh, we have a candle in the middle. That's really interesting. That's really cool. Okay, so, all right, I'm going to go ahead and zoom you in so you can see more of what's going on here on the casting cloth today. But here, right in the center of your ring, this is stuff that's happening like you exactly 6 months from now. If the energy stays the same, if nothing changes, if you kind of just stay in the directions and actions that you have planned, this is where you're headed. And these are things that are happening within the next couple of months, especially starting here and then heading towards the center. That may be events that come in. So here at the center, like I said, we have the candle, and this candle was a birthday candle, and as you can see, it's gotten kind of gross in with the rest of the charms, but it's a little cut off birthday candle. So this is going to represent celebrations, but it also represents something igniting, something coming to just like a flash of a fire, right? And so this talks about that beginning coming in really fast, really quickly. So what that beginning is, we did get a bit of a hint, because we do have little childhood me showing up here. So this represents your inner child, but in this case, it's really giving me the idea that this is something that maybe you wanted as a child. It was an old childhood dream, a dream from high school, a dream from when you were younger, something you dreamt about for a while, a fantasy, an idea that you thought, oh, I could never have that, I could never pursue that. And it all of a sudden starts aligning for you, which is really, really interesting. It may be something more subtle than that, but it is something about following with your inner child, some healing that maybe happens, but it feels very much more like you're taking action, you're taking control of that part of your life and moving it into the present. So that's really, really interesting, especially 6 months from now. Other things that we have coming in here, we have pets, and out of this world charms talks about space, needing space. So maybe on a more literal level, maybe you're making space in your home for a new pet coming in. This one at the in the charms is my childhood dog Cody. So again, more childhood dreams appearing here, a new beginning where you're creating more space for a loved one to come in or something like that. Other things that we have here, we do have hearts showing up here. So we have a locked heart and then the creative star. So this is something that maybe it was a creative dream that you had, a beginning that you wanted that had something to do with creativity. So like I said, we had sewing, maybe designing clothes or something like that. We kind of had fashion in a way showing up here, but it's locked off. It's not available to you. You're feeling very locked off from it, like it's not something you could pursue, but that may be changing over these months, because we do have I think this is like the serendipitous moment, right, where things are locked. You're finding space, you're maybe getting a new home, a new space, and then you're still feeling locked off from this dream. It doesn't even feel like a reality, something you haven't even thought of probably in a while. And then we have the this is again more closed off heart. This is like a cold heart. It's been, just kind of, if it were like a heart made of magma, it is already cooled. And then you have the, this is like the thread charm. I always think of this as the silver lining charm. So this is like that serendipitous moment happening and changing this cold heart. You're becoming more aware, because we have the awareness charm. This can also be about giving back. So if you're looking to giving back to marginalized communities or volunteering or something like that, there is the endurance, the enthusiasm for it, because peppermint always makes me feel very refreshed, renewed, and like I've got all the energy in the world. And with that, there comes a lot of new awareness, a lot of new energy being sparked. So there definitely is like a switch, and I feel like if you're looking for timing of when this switch starts to happen, it's definitely going to happen within the later parts of these months, right? So it's not going to happen right away. It's probably going to be like 4 months from now is what I'm getting. But it's still really exciting, especially since it's like you're really going to I don't know, there's something about serendipitous little moments that make me so happy in these readings, although I know when I've been watching them it can be frustrating, because it's like, just tell me when. So around 4 months from now, or somewhere around there, maybe a month or so off, that's when that serendipitous moment's going to happen. It, like I said, it could be something far more subtle than like this huge grand plan, but it is going to happen very quickly, very fast, and just like spark up this huge awareness and enthusiasm for something in you. So I'm really excited for that. Let me know in the comments down below if you are excited as well. And also, I've been asking the other piles too, if you've made it all the way to the end here, let me know your favorite emoji in the comments. It'll be like our own little thing, because I'm just curious who watches all the way to the end. It's not something I always can pinpoint, and I'm just curious. So let me know your favorite emoji down in the comments, and also why it is. And then also, feel free to give this video a like if you really did like it, if it was helpful, if you enjoyed it, even though I'm sure your guys' pile was slightly frustrating. I hope it was helpful for you. And if you're interested in a more in-depth reading, if that's something that you'd like for spirituality, for love, for career, for these months as they go by, or anything else under the sun, feel free to contact me on Instagram or by email to get a private reading with me. I do these snail mail readings that are fully like in the mail. You actually get real mail. It's not like an electronic or digital reading. So there's something really wonderful and nostalgic about that. So if you're interested in that cute ephemera way of doing these readings, then feel free to check those out. And also, if you're new to the community and this is one of your very first readings here with me, then feel free to subscribe and join in on this beautiful community of kindred spirits as well. And just join in on all the fun that we do on this channel. Every single Monday I put out a new reading. So with all of that said, I hope you guys found this useful and helpful, and I'm wishing you guys so much love and luck your way for these next 6 months and this new beginning. Please let me know if it does come up and you feel like letting me know in the comments as well. Would be super curious. And with all of that said, I will see you guys in the next one, and bye. Hello group 3, if you've decided to choose this piece of black tourmaline, then this is the pile for you. I'm going to go ahead and set that down right here for you so you can see it during your reading here today, as we are going to be using the charms, the watercolor affirmations. We're also going to be using 3 different oracle decks, including a Lenormand deck, and if you're interested in which ones I'm using, feel free to look in the description down below. And then I also will be using the Cosmic Slumber Tarot. And then lastly, we're also going to be looking into different letters with these letter tiles to look into different places, different names, initials, and all of that fun stuff. So there's a lot to dive into today, especially since we're looking into 6 months from now. And within these 6 months, I think it's very important to stress always with these and to be transparent that this is your snapshot of what 6 month you would look like exactly as you are right now. If you make no changes, if all of your plans go as you wish they are, this is that 6 month version of you. Obviously, there's infinite versions of ourselves, but the farther out we get into time, the more opportunities there are to change. So this is going to give you that snapshot to make those changes, to shift your perspective, and to empower yourself to use this reading as a tool versus a set in stone kind of thing. So with all of that said, we're going to go ahead and get started. Group 3, I hope that was coherent for you. But feel free to send your energy, your intentions for this reading in and on through. And if you guys are ready, you got a drink, a nice snack, you're ready to cozy on in, we're going to go ahead and get started. So group 3 here, group 3. What do you have coming in within the next 6 months? Group 3, group 3. Next 6 months, where are you at? 6 month version of you in love, in different romantic messages, in your social life, all sorts of things, career. We also have here the Ace of Swords. So that is your first message here with the Ace of Swords. Almost all 3 piles have talked about a really big new beginning happening. So that's really exciting to see because you guys have another really big beginning happening here. So let's see what else is coming in for you. Group 3. Group 3, group 3. What do you have coming in? We also have the Queen of Pentacles. So that's really interesting too, because the first pile had a very similar vibe with the Princess of Pentacles. So here we are with the Queen of Pentacles. So if this pile does not fully resonate with you, then definitely check out pile number 1 as well, because I think you guys would benefit from it. But the Queen of Pentacles showcases like self-respect and a lot of nurturing energy. She's such a mother. Let's see what else there is. And then the Ace of Pentacles. Wow, you guys have 2 aces showing up. That does not happen very often. So you have the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, and the Queen of Pentacles. Wow. I'm seeing a new career or a new form of communication that you're like branching out at this time. Wow, that's super interesting. Let's get some more information on these aces because they represent a new beginning and a lot of potential. So let's see what else there is. Group 3 here, group 3. What a special pile, group 3. Let's see what else. Group 3, where are you at 6 months from now? Ooh, lots of cards are trying to flip, but they're not fully there. Nope, it's back one. All right, so we also have you embarking on an adventure, a new journey, because we have here with 3 and the 10 of spades or the 10 of swords, showcasing a new beginning. Rising above is what I got to with that 10 of swords, but there we are with the ship. This also can talk about finding direction, your purpose. So let's go ahead and see some more here with the Secret Garden deck here. So group 3. Let's see. Ooh, bloom to attract more butterflies. I love this one because it talks about, we always talk about a bloom like, ooh, she's so beautiful, or wow, this person is really bloomed, and it attracts all these people to you because you're confident and you're feeling yourself and you're feeling really confident. But it also can talk about, bringing in people that you actually want in your circle. So that's really cool too, that you're like almost becoming more decisive by being yourself, which is really neat. With this deck, with the Language of Flowers deck, I decided to make the intention to be more about your relationships within the next 6 months versus like everything else. So we're going to be looking into like love messages or relationship messages that are platonic or romantic, so, or even familial. So definitely make that intention now and we'll see what comes in. Group three, romantic messages, platonic messages, or familial relationships within the next 6 months, and any advice there. Group three. Okay, let's see what you got. So we have here, words of love, speak with your heart. Definitely feels romantic to a lot of people when they first see this one. But this one is beyond that too. It can just be in general that you're being very, very honest, very raw with the messages that you tell people, that you're not going to, you're going to tell people something that is the full truth of the matter and how you really, really feel. So there is something to be said there, like on all levels, platonically, romantically, or within your familial relationships, because whenever we are very honest and open with people, then they are honest and open with us back, which kind of relates back to that Bloom card. So we're going to go ahead and go into your final message here with the watercolor affirmations, but do stay tuned for the smaller details with the charms, and then also those letter tiles, right, to look into any places and names and initials. So group 3. Right? Okay. So you have honesty is the best policy. We were just talking about that, being raw, being honest, being your true, authentic self, but in the way that you communicate. And then we also have here grow, evolve, and transform, which is great to see within the next 6 months, right? We could have stuck energy. We could have growing on the inside energy. But I really think you guys, like I said, are blooming. You're really coming into yourself. You're really evolving into a new version of yourself, reinventing yourself. So that's really wonderful to see. Reinventing your space, creating new beginnings. Wow. What a special pile. Let's go ahead and start diving in group 3. So like I said, you have beginnings, new beginnings that are coming in. And when I first got the Ace of Swords, this talks about a new beginning on a mental level, on a communicative level, on a way, like swords represent your communication, they represent mental energy, they can represent a new beginning in school, a new relationship on a like very mental level, like you're not like an intellectual relationship, like a teacher or a really close friend or a study group, something like that. And then it also talks about creating a new beginning even in chaos, right? Because you have all these clouds like whipping around, all this wind, these words coming at you of what you should do and what you could be doing and where you could be at, and all this stuff happening around you, but you still lift that sword and you still just own it, right? I feel like you guys are really learning to own it within these next 6 months, and that's a beautiful lesson to learn. So I love that for you guys. And then also with this card, like I said, it talks about just taking up space too, right? Sometimes we feel like we can't have a new beginning because we're taking up too much space from other people's beginnings, or other people have something they need to do, or you don't have the time because you're trying to cater to other people. And this is your time to shine. This is your time to just like do your thing. Set sail, bloom. Love that. We also have the Ace of Pentacles. This talks about more so new beginnings in like on a financial level. So this can be that you have a new beginning because you're getting more money, that you have more money to work with. This can be a new business, a small business, working in a new job or a new career, switching things over to something that's more authentic to yourself, especially with that honesty is the best policy. And then also just in general, this can talk about also an adventure that you're literally taking using this finances, because you do have the travel element of the ship. So some of you, if you've been wanting to travel, especially by boat, or across the sea, you may finally have the money to do that, or you're finally making the plans, right? Because the important thing about aces, even though they're new beginnings, they are still seeds. They are still small. There is a lot of potential in a seed, right? It can grow into an entire tree to live for like, thousands of years. But it has to start small, with small steps, that you don't overwhelm it with too much water or not the right soil or too much sun. Which is, I think, where that Queen of Pentacles comes in. Because the Queen of Pentacles is they're like the plant mom. They're the nurturer. They really take your potential and find ways to grow it. So I really think this could be you within this next 6 months, right? You're taking things slower. You're really thinking through every decision you make with a practical step forward. But I also think that someone in your life who you feel this really fits is coming in to help give a hand, right? I really think that they're there to help you, right? Because you do have that bloom and it attracts more butterflies. So it's attracting other people who have also bloomed, who have already gone from their caterpillar state and bloomed into the butterfly, right? They've already grown and evolved. So when you try to contact them with those words of love, trying to be really honest with them, that's when that bloom can start to happen even further, because they know how to make this seed grow in the ways that you maybe aren't aware of yet, or you don't have the experience yet. So definitely look for their help. I really do think that they are going to be tremendously helpful in that growth for you. The last thing that I'm going to say about these aces as well is that with the words of love and speak with your heart, if you are looking for a new relationship, if that's something that is an intention for you, if you're looking to create a new relationship with someone, especially romantically, but also business relationships and stuff, definitely reach out within these next 6 months, because there is so much potential here for that to grow. And the thing about aces is that they don't grow, annually. Sometimes we have to grow where we're at. So don't miss out on your opportunity and be maybe a bit spontaneous. You don't always have to take the practical lead. So with all of that said, group 3 here, we're going to go ahead and move on to your letter tiles. Very excited to see what comes in for you guys with all of this ace energy. You have so much you can grow. I'm so excited for you guys. I feel like all of the piles have had so many wonderful new beginnings, and I was not expecting it. So let's see what you have coming in group 3. Okay, there's one sneaky one all the way at the bottom. So we have X. Ooh, we have 2 X's here. So that can talk about actual X's, but in general, we do have X. We also have 2 F's. That's really interesting. See how that resonates though for you, each of you. So we have X, X, F, F, S, R, E, G, and J. All right, I'm kind of getting Greg showing up here. I'm also seeing almost like reef. It's not fully there, but I'm seeing like reef, like a coral reef, like more of that ocean feel. Maybe you're moving to the ocean or traveling to the ocean, more ocean energy with that ship. We have more X energy, so definitely maybe you're picking things back up with an old X. Definitely take this as it resonates. Some of you, when that happens, you're like, no thank you, and I totally understand that. So definitely that's only resonates to those who are feeling that energy. Otherwise it probably won't happen because you won't want it to happen, right? But that with that honesty is the best policy. It could also be that you're finding closure with them. There's not a lot. You didn't honestly get a lot of vowels. There's not a lot we can really work with here to make full words, but definitely see if there is any correlation with the double letters, because those are coming in quite strongly with you. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and set the different letters up here for you so you can see them during the rest of the reading here with the charms. But do scramble them in your phone, write them down, see what comes up for you, and let me know in the comments down below. I love to hear from you guys. So let's go ahead and look into the charms. Group 3. Oh my goodness, I just gave you guys so many. We're definitely going to be flying through some of these. So we have best friend, we have Aries energy, we have 2 different dice showing up, really interesting too, with 4 and 6. We have the number 2 showing up here, as well as 3, which I think you had 3 earlier with the ship as well. So that's showing up multiple ways. I'm going to pick up the ones that fell upside down here, though, so that we can really look through. I'm not really feeling that one for some reason. I picked it up and it just felt wrong, you know? So, okay. Oh, you have the letter K as well. So you have another letter you can add to your letters here with the letter K. It fell near the travel charms. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and zoom you in so you can actually see what's going on here. I think I'm going to move this best friend one up so you can see. But I'm just sort of arranging these so they're a little bit easier to navigate here. We didn't get the X charm, but we did get the, the O, right? Like if you've ever played, not checkers, tic-tac-toe, right? If you're playing games, we got the O, which does resonate again more with closure, finding closure with someone, especially since you have partnerships falling up here at the center. So here is this is you 6 months from now, right? This is that 6-month energy. But these are the months leading up to it, and see how they resonate for you and see how they resonate in these different chunks, possibly. You can come back to this multiple times within the next 6 months and see how it maybe changes or arranges for you. But that's like the energy leading up to this center. So here at the center, we have the cluster charm, which talks about feeling very busy. So even though you have these new beginnings coming in, there is like that busyness. The other things we have is 6 and 4. Both even numbers, so it talks about things coming back into harmony, finding structure, finding a community of force there. We also have here courageous showing up with Aries, so this can represent, especially if some of you are watching this later on, maybe it has something to do with things coming together in Aries season, but we do have here an Aries showing up here a lot. Which is a fire sign, which doesn't fully resonate with that Queen of Pentacles, but I don't know, she's got kind of fiery energy too. But usually when the Aries falls this way, that means an actual person, but this is more the energy that you're going to be exuding, which is courageous energy, feeling courage, feeling so much more yourself. Which might be attracting new partnerships, new relationships, new people to be coming in, right? You're blooming, which makes people more interested in you. It kind of brings people towards you because you're sharing your inner light outwardly. And so that's really beautiful to be seeing. Maybe an Aries, maybe a more Queen of Pentacles vibe there too. So someone within the earth signs. If you are trying to get with a best friend of yours, like if you have like a crush with a best friend or something, that's coming up here with the best friend charm and then showing your face, which just talks about being very honest, just showing your face, right? Showing face, showing your true value, your true colors. So maybe that's getting back with a best friend that you haven't seen for a while. Maybe it's reconnecting with them, rekindling that with all these aces, these new beginnings. Maybe even finding a new best friend who's like that Queen of Pentacles. But with some of you, what I first initially got was with that words of love is on a more romantic sense. If you have a friend who you want to be honest with, to really tell them how you truly feel, that's showing up there as well. Some of the other charms you have, more travel energy. This is the selfless charm. So this is talking about like something that holds things together, right? A bobby pin holds things together, but you never see it. You know, it never gets the credit. So this is getting credit where credit is due, but it also is about really needing to go on this trip, go on this journey, go traveling, go on this adventure, and not have to feel so bad, so tied down to everyone. That's definitely advice that is coming in for the next 6 months, is as you start to bloom into your own power, I think that you're going to realize there are so many wonderful opportunities that you're missing out on because you're trying to worry about everyone else, or you're trying to cater to everyone else, be selfless, be that glue for your community, for your family, for your friends, and it's okay. You can take up space. Be courageous enough to take up space. The structure isn't going to fall because you decided to go on a little traveling or journey for yourself. Other things we have here is 3 and 2, maybe 32 or 23 showing up here. We also have 17 76. This is the like History Channel charm. So this talks about things that happened historically, something that's happened multiple times in the past. Like we said, we had that ex coming up, mending things back with them. But I'm also seeing this just talks about something that happened very far back in your history, maybe your childhood, something that happened much younger, or you feel like it happened a long time ago. And then we have this feminine energy showing up here. I always think of this as like goddesses or goddess energy, and then something having to do with helping you with career. So with that Ace of Pentacles, that Queen of Pentacles, there's a lot about helping with your career. So you may have more of a spirit guide message of them helping you along and being your guiding light at this time, so you don't repeat your past insecurities, those things that you didn't feel as good about, or things that you felt maybe stuck in. The last charms that I see here is the loyalty charm of feeling very loyal to someone. Again, I got Greg. For whatever reason, Greg keeps showing up. And then we have the insecurity charm. So this is talking about, I think you're working through your insecurities within these next 6 months, that's going to be a really big theme for you of healing through your insecurities, because this is the safety pin, right? You feel safe, you feel secure, but it's bent, which means it's nothing that's wrong with you, but you're just starting to maybe realize that that's okay, or trying to find ways to mend it, or finding ways to work through these insecurities that you have, possibly having to do with this 3 or 2. But the major themes are just coming into yourself, feeling very much full and more well-rounded, a lot of coming to conclusions with different people, like putting history to rest, and having these selfless moments, or selfish moments, and not having to feel so bad about that, taking up space. So I hope you enjoyed this reading here with me today, group 3. I really enjoyed your guys' reading. It was so much fun. Such literally my whole room feels all bubbly with your guys' energy. I don't know why. Maybe you guys are really bubbly people, or you're going to start to feel more bubbly, but I just feel all giddy for you guys, and I hope you guys feel it too. And I've been asking the other piles to let me know your favorite emoji down in the comments, and why, if you've made it all the way to the end here. I'm curious to those who have made it to the end, and it's just a way for me to know that you watch all the way through, and that I truly do appreciate that you do, and that you found this reading to be useful all the way to the end. So if that's something you'd like to do, please let me know your favorite emoji and why in the comments, as well as how this resonated for you. Also, please be sure to give this video a like if you really did like it. It helps this community to continue to flourish and grow, and this channel to grow so well, so I appreciate that so much. Thank you to everyone who's liked the video. And if you're interested in a private reading with me, and you want to go more in depth into what's going on here, into maybe these romantic messages, career, love, spiritual messages, and so much more, then feel free to let me know in a DM or an email on Instagram or through my Gmail, because I do these snail mail readings that are not fully digital. They're all hand typed on a typewriter, and they're sent to you in the mail, and it's a lot of fun for me to do on the aesthetic side of it, but also because I just think there's something really special about getting handed mail and it arriving, and there's just such a wonderful magical experience that I just really can't explain. So if that's something you're interested in, then feel free to contact me. I feel like I'm losing my voice, but if you guys made it to the end, feel free to do all those things. If you are new and this is one of your very first readings with me, then feel free to subscribe and join this beautiful community. I put out new videos every single Monday. And yeah, before I yammer on anymore, I'm going to go ahead and close this reading. I'm wishing you guys so much love, luck, and healing your way within these next 6 months. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.